Hey there guys, how you going? So there's a few new things I wanted to talk about today. So first of all, the EX deal is back in the shop. It evidently was enough of a success the last time around to, be worth bringing back. I don't personally recommend pulling for this deal for just about anyone, but saying that, I'm going to ignore my own advice and I might do a pull for it. Well, I think I'm going to do a pull for it on camera for you guys just because I'm a huge sucker and this kind of bait is very, very tempting to a guy like me. So we will do a pull on this, I think. I want to go over the daily time attack event just for today. It's not going to be too difficult, I don't imagine, but just get the ball rolling. Let's go over that for the additional 150 joules a day. And last of all, I wanted to talk about this for a while, the news of what is going to be happening in year 3 of the game. So, a few things to talk about. Let's get into it first of all. We're already on this page here, so I may as well try and have a crack at the time trial event for today. It's pretty cool. We're going to be getting an additional 150 joules a day, which brings the total up to, I suppose, 450, not even counting the weekly joules, which is pretty nice. I had a quick look at it before, and from memory I think we're just going to go around the outside of the first map and try to avoid the treasure chests on the second map, I believe. So I'm looking at my camera. Yeah, not too difficult at all, so it really doesn't take too much effort to get through that one, guys, but don't hit any of those treasure chests back there, because I'm pretty sure most, if not all of them, are... yeah, see, all the chests are gone now, which means that they were all heartless, so avoid those, and yeah, easy 150 joules, so if they're all that easy, that'll be pretty sweet, but anyway, 150 joules in the bank, so let's pause and take us to the pulls. Alrighty, so we're back into the shop. I don't know if I explicitly recommend pulling for this EX metal deal. I really do think it's pretty big bait, designed to erode your stash of joules, 3,000 joules at a time. I mean, it's pretty obvious why they do this, every single time a brand new banner comes out, like let's say that last Rico EX that just came out, it's only 25,000 joules to pick up a copy of that new metal. But if they can, which isn't super hard to save up for, you save up for a month, maybe even less than that nowadays, and you should be able to do one decent sized pull a month, but if they can chip away at your stash by 3,000 joules without you really noticing it, then that's probably more effective than releasing this constant stream of really expensive banners that people just go, it's too much, I'm not even going to bother, it's too much, why should I bother? But if you say, look, hey, only 3,000 joules for a metal like, this EX metal that have that really cool moniker behind them, I think that's a really, really strategic way of getting people to spend their joules. So I don't think I'm going to fall for it every week. I would like to pull a couple more times on this banner if it does come around, just because, like I talked about last week, if I get lucky, this could definitely improve my game, just because I have no reverse buffers right now, so pretty much anything in that fourth row there, so Roxas, Xion, Xehanort, or HD Axel, any of those would be really, really nice for me, just because it would give me options in terms of reverse buffers. Anything on the bottom, I don't have any way of boosting my guild percentage right now, and I think that would definitely help me out. As well as, the other two on the bottom there, King Mickey EX looks pretty cool, as well as Sora and Kari. It's worth noting that this graphic's actually out of date. This is the one that I used last week. It's more or less the same as this week though, just basically take a tiny little amount of each of those percentages that you see lined up there, and add that tiny little portion into the new Riku EX that came out last week, as well as the new Sephiroth EX, which came out a couple days ago. Again, if you're aiming to get one medal in particular, you are going to be disappointed. It's pretty much not going to happen. There are just far too many medals for it to be likely, but that's why I kind of grouped it into big percentages like that. If you go, okay, I'd be happy with anything in this row, I'd be happy with anything in this row, you can sort of start to see your odds of that happening. I'd be disappointed with anything in the top row, to be 100% sure, so, but again, a third of the people that do a pull from this banner are going to hit that top, which, that sucks. It does very, very much suck. Even that second, third wouldn't be great. Well, I suppose almost all those contribute to the high score challenge now, which would be a consolation prize, I suppose. And actually, just saying that, getting Kari EX would be very, very nice, because anytime I want to re-roll her, it's another step closer to getting extra attack on her, in theory, which is something I definitely want. Any of the foretellers, I don't super want them for their utility, but I do kind of want them just for the album collection spot, because I don't actually own any of them. Without them being guilted, they're not exactly useful at all, unfortunately, with as cruel as that sounds in a way, which is ridiculous talking about digital items, but they're the representatives of this game, basically, and it would be nice to have them just for that fact, they're very cool looking medals. They're characters that only appear in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, that we know of, unless secret identities, whatever. We'll find out later on. Yeah, I think I've stalled long enough. Let's do a pull, huh? Again, I don't really recommend doing this for anyone, but which one is it? It's That one. Sweet. I gotta get used to this OBS thing. Alright, let's just go ahead and do a downpour already. Stop wasting time. Again, I don't really recommend doing this for anyone, but if I get a reverse buffer out of it, then it was pretty much worth it. If this banner does seem to be rocking up once a week, then it's not a reverse buffer. Then I'm probably going to avoid it once I get what I want, but... Oh, yeah, 2... Sweet. I just got 2 EXs. Okay, I thought that was actually never ever going to happen, but... I wonder which one was my guarantee. That's so cool. That is really cool. Unfortunately, no reverse buffer, which is a bit of a shame, but that's a VIP, previously VIP exclusive medal, and Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora EX. That's a shame, but on the plus side, I did the very, very rare thing of getting 2 EXs in one pull, which is pretty friggin' nice. Let's get a screenshot of that. I didn't think that was ever going to happen, but okay, that's pretty cool, pretty cool. While I'm riding high, I'm a cocky little bastard going, oh, wait, I didn't get a reverse buffer. I did just get 2 EXs, sorry, I'm stunned. Let's talk about the brand new thing that Japan has revealed for the 3rd anniversary of the game. So, this should be coming to our version pretty soon, but we're going to be getting a brand new increase in power. So, 6-star medals from... Okay, I'm going to link the Japanese link to the notices. I basically went through Google Translate, and it obviously will never be perfect, but I seem to get the gist of what they were trying to say. They seem to imply that every single 6-star medal will be able to evolve into a 7-star version. Now, I don't know if that means that it'll be just a genuine, just a regular stat increase, as in like, you know, the 6,000 whatever strength available to us right now is going to be able to increase. Oh, you guys can't see that. Elgato, but there we go. Let's put him up then. Okay, I said like the 6,000 strength is going to increase to like 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, whatever. We don't know how difficult it's actually going to be to evolve those, whether it's going to be like a really, really limited resource, like a Mickey and Brooms, where you can only evolve at the start barely any medals to 7-star, and you have to pick and choose which ones you want to do. We don't know if the guilt here is going to increase by evolution. We don't know anything about that yet. All we know is that 6-star medals are going to be able to evolve to 7-star. So Google Translate seems to imply that every single medal in the game, every single 6-star medal, will be able to evolve to tier 7. And the fact that they don't reuse the artwork here, so they show that the 6-star brand new Vanitas EX is evolving up to a 7-star version of itself, but they don't then show the same artwork means, well, is every single medal in the game going to get a new 7-star artwork version of itself? That could happen, but it would be a hell of a lot of work, right? Especially for medals with like extremely limited release, like, you know, Key Art 5 that only people could get under certain conditions over here, or certain like Mickey, Chain of Memories Mickey, or really, really rare medals. You know, are they going to go ahead and draft new artwork for every single one of these medals? Who knows? Are they going to give like random buffs to medals to make them useful again? Like, would there be any point in creating a brand new version of the original tier 1 medals that no one's going to use anyway, unless they give them like some sort of crazy buff, then without breaking the game and making them better than medals that we currently have right now? I'm very, very curious to see what they have in mind, and I would love to hear your thoughts on what it's going to be. Will it be a generic strength increase and go, you know, in the same linear progression that 4 to 5 to 6-star had, where all it does is gradually increase in strength each stage? It's going to be another massive evolution like tier 5 is to tier 6, where you get the whole new guilds mechanic, the special attack boost is unlocked. Will it be a dramatic of a step up from tier 6 to tier 7? Who knows? I'm very, very curious to see what happens, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. That isn't the only thing that they unveiled, though. They also talked about a PvP mode, which is pretty cool. They've been teasing this for a while now, and it's good to see screenshots of it finally happening. So, from what I can assume, from what I can infer here, from what they're showing us, it seems to be like a turn-based system, right? So you have 2 players going up against each other. There doesn't seem to be a health bar on either player, but there is a score bar, right? What I think is happening is you're both effectively acting as like glorified golden trichlomas, or whatever you call those mushroom things from those damage contest events, where it seems you win by dealing the most amount of damage, inflicting the most amount of damage to your opponent. And you can see that there's like 2 grayed out crowns on the left and 2 crowns on the right, but one of them's lit up. To me, that implies that the character that looks more like Riku, you know, the one in the white and grey on the right, has won the first round, but they seem to have a lower score, right? So what that implies to me is that character 1 has gone, then character 2 has gone and won the first round. Then character 2 has gone again and built up their score, right? From what it was before, and now character 3 is going to go again. And, sorry, character 2 is going to go again. That's the reason why their score is currently lower, is because it looks to be cumulative, maybe, I guess, which means like it's strategic on when you want to use your Nova. I have no idea, I could be completely wrong on that, but we'll soon find out. It will be interesting though, because are you going to have to bring in like multiple decks? Like surely, if you meet the SP requirements, then all battles are pretty much going to go the same if you're not able to change up your deck in multiple rounds, right? Because, well, yeah, you have your most powerful deck. I mean, assuming you're running like attack boost 5 maxes or whatever skill maxes, you know, defense boost 3 maxes, the battles will always play out exactly the same way. I suppose they could play out differently though, if you had like skills that don't necessarily have the max component behind them, or maybe they'll introduce new skills to make it more interesting, or I don't know. It's gonna be very, very interesting to see. I'm definitely curious as to how it's gonna go. It would be cool if there could be like a versus matchmaking system where you could actively look for people that you wanted to fight, rather than just, you know, the current Union Cross method of search for an open lobby and just sort of join one based on your union. Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see where this goes in the future. That isn't the only thing they revealed though. There is one last thing they talked about. So this screenshot here, I'm going to refer to it as sub-slot. So basically they're showing off a Keyblade right here, which has the usual buffs applied to each of your medals, but then a little bit more. It also has an additional 0.039 buff on each of the 5 Keyblade slots that we can see. So let's, well, and also has this thing up the top here, which has 4 out of 100. It seems what they're calling it is sub-slot. So your Keyblade can be used to increase, sorry, the medals that you have in the game can be used to increase the power of a Keyblade. Now, I don't know if that means that you're feeding medals into a particular Keyblade to give particular buffs, if it's just a generic, once you put medals in your sub-slot slots, it's applied to every single Keyblade in the game. I have no idea what it's going to be about, but again, I've said it 1,000 times already, but I'm very curious to see what it's going to look like. What strikes me as interesting is that they have a 0.39 buff applied to each of the slots right there, and it isn't like, it doesn't scale with how powerful the slot already is, as in like the first slot isn't weaker, the first slot buff isn't weaker than the second, third, fourth, and fifth slots respectively. It's just a generic buff applied to each of the slots. I do wonder if it's only going to be giving you that buff if the metal slot matches the slot buffs, if you get what I'm saying. Like if you don't put and reverse magic metal like they have with Xehanort EX, let's say you put an upright magic there, would you still get the 0.39, or would you get less, or would you wouldn't get more, I'm assuming. It's cool to see that they're breathing new life into these medals that you've had for, you know, a long time at this point, if not years. That's definitely very, very cool. Let's take a look here, because it's what they seem to be showing us is a Fairy Stars level 35. You can see it's definitely a level 35. I've just pulled this off Google, so who knows if the buffs only apply once the Keyblades reach at least 35. We don't know if it's going to be a generic buff applied from the second you get a brand new Keyblade or what, but again, a whole lot of we don't know just yet, but cool things have been teased. It's fun to speculate, and I do like hearing about what your guys' thoughts are going to be. Do you reckon there'll be any more buffs apart from just passive stat boost? Do you think there'll be like, I don't know, if you equip, you know, 30 upright power medals into your Keyblade, into the sub-slots, you get an upright power buff, and like you can customize it based on that way? Or is it just going to be the pet slot thing where literally you're only ever going to give your Keyblade the best pet points, and there's no other point, there's no other configuration that you're ever going to want. It's just these give you the most sub-slot points, and therefore you're always going to want to put those into your Keyblade. You know, it could be, like I just said, there could be different combinations of, you know, put 50 uprights and 50 reverse and you get an even buff to both, or who knows, it's going to be fun speculating either way. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on all of the above. What do you think PvP is going to be like? Do you think they're going to give out rewards based on, you know, fight this many battles a day or win this many battles, and like a laddering system and a point system, blah, 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 blah. Could be all sorts going on. I'm very curious to hear what you guys have to say about it, but I'll leave you with it. Stop rambling. If you do decide to go for an EX pull, good luck. Don't expect to get 2 EXs, because that's going to be extremely rare. They didn't help my game out at all, but it's still cool to get 2 EXs at the same time, so I'm not complaining. I'm very happy, but I fell for the bait, guys. It's pretty cool. I'm rambling. I'll see you guys later. All the best. Bye.